419 with Gretchen DeBacker, Matt Killam, and Kevin Mullen.
Welcome into the 419, powered by WGTE and presented by Wetro Wealth Management. I'm Kevin Mullen.
Gretchen DeBacker.
Matt Killam.
We have a jam-packed show today.
Pun intended.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
I like what you did there.
That's what I bring to this whole
Mystery solved.
We just figured it out.
Yeah, right.
That's news to us.
Welcome back to this totally ambiguous day and time.
We're breaking news
Yeah.
on this program as we're unveiling what is going to be the summer concert schedule for Party in the Park.
You really don't need to know anything else for your summer about except for what this schedule is going to be.
Yeah, pretty much
That's
all of our Toledo.com community calendar episodes for the rest
Yeah,
of the all
forget it.
all Party in the Park all the time.
That's right.
We're gonna have Cheryl Hardy,
awesome. She's
the
awesome.
woman behind Party in the Park.
That's
right. She's kind of the fuel that keeps that engine moving. We'll have her on to talk about some of these bands coming on, and then, as if that wasn't enough, and
Yeah.
it is, we're also going to have 3 of the bands come on and join us.
So musicians are going to talk to us?
That's right. You get to talk to the rock stars.
I'll tell you what,
that will be gracing the Party in the Park stage.
The show was built on the premise of having mystery guests, and I know that we share a Google document that has all these guests on it.
We share a
I've never
Google
opened
document.
it, so all of this is I'm finding out for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. So it's about. So we're gonna have. I don't even know if I'm not even gonna say who.
No,
we're gonna have yet.
don't say it.
We'll surprise people as they come on.
Okay.
Have you guys been out to? Were you guys out to Party in the Park last year?
Yeah, the new and improved Party in the Park.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. It felt great. And I mean, the pictures tell a million words of the people that did not go. It is re-embodying the spirit down there. It's had great leadership. It's been really fun. And it grew from a real grassroots position. So nothing feels more than Toledo in that experience. I know that sounds trite, but I couldn't be more proud of the group that put that on. I know we get to celebrate them today and what's coming.
I remember when the kind of first announcement came out that this was happening, some of the early sort of like negative pushback was like, it's just going to be local.
Yeah.
And it turns out that's what made it great.
I'll tell you, Gretchen, when you came here with your family in the Conestoga wagon, what was the first?
I remember it well.
Yeah. Did people just, what was the washboard? Did your grandfather play that?
Yeah, and the banjo.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. And then the paperclip?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The comb. It was a comb.
It's a comb.
Yeah. But those,
Because you're old. I just want to know, make sure that came through.
Subtle.
Oh, goodness
Yeah.
gracious.
Good.
All right, hey, let's do this. Let's hit a break because I know we got a lot we got to
Okay.
do.
All
When
right.
we come back on the other side, we're going to be joined by Cheryl Hardy with Party in the Park. It's the 419 on WGTE.
Support for the 419 comes from Wetro Wealth Management, where we understand that your financial path is personal. Advisory services are offered through Capital Investment Advisory Services, LLC. Securities offered through Capital Investment Group, Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. More information at wetroadvisors.com.
The 419, powered by WGTE, is made possible in part by supporters like you. Thank you.
Introducing The Local Thread, a community news series uniting voices and storytellers from across the region. In partnership with La Prensa, the Toledo Free Press, the Sojourner's Truth, Toledo Public Schools, and Rethinking Jails and Justice. The Local Thread brings you stories and conversations that connect our community. Hear it weeknights at 7 on FM 91 with early access on podcast platforms each morning. The Local Thread, only on WGTE.
Welcome back into the 419, powered by WGTE. We are breaking news on the show as we unveil the 2026 Party in the Park Summer Concert Series schedule. We're joined by Cheryl Hardy. Cheryl, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, and congratulations for being the first to be able to announce this. We love
very exciting.
that it's a local, everything local. Everything is local here today, and so that's kind of really exciting. Goes right with our theme.
Where did this idea for Party in the Park come from?
Well, Party in the Park's been around for a long time, so honestly, we kind of cheated. We kind of took something that was super nostalgic for everybody and something everybody knew and said, let's bring it back. And I think the reality was Toledo has just changed. I would love to bring back Party in the Park of the 80s.
Sure.
Right, where we had all the national bands come through and we packed the park with
Yeah.
thousands and thousands of people. That'd be amazing. It's just not how the music world works anymore.
There's not enough hairspray to make that come back.
Oh, darn it. We can try, though. I try some days.
as do I.
Actually try
Yeah,
some
that's
days.
right.
Yeah. But really, it was basically, what do we need to do to re-energize our downtown? And how do we get people to come downtown? How do we make that repeatable? And ProMedica did a great job bringing lots of bands in, but it wasn't sustainable financially, and you couldn't do it every single Friday, and that's what we need. So we needed something that was every single time. So we said, let's bring back Party in the Park. We're cheating a little bit by bringing back a brand everybody loves, but let's fuel it with local. Let's keep all of our money local. And so that's what we did last year, and it really worked. And so we're doing that again this year. We've added a few tribute bands because it's what people asked for. It's what people wanted.
For sure.
But I'll tell you what, we're going to build off of what we did last year.
Yeah, I guess the only pushback I give is it's not cheating if it's just listening. Right?
That's true.
There's no reason
All
to
right.
reinvent the wheel. People want this, they love it. It is nice to be proud of where you're from, and this
Right.
just is really an embodiment of that. So
Right.
I hope that that's something
How
you're
did
proud
you?
of.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead,
Matt.
Gretchen.
Sorry, Matt.
That's
How did you
the
hear
show
from
runs.
people about what they wanted
Sure.
to have down there this
We
summer?
did an e-survey online, and so we got about 1,000 responses.
That's great.
And
great.
I read every single one of them.
Sorry
Also,
about what I sent in.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. He's the
I was in a
worst.
real weird place.
He's normally really supportive, but
Yeah, I
that's just his
just-
on-air personality.
I know.
But we got 1,000 surveys back. We do some very robust social media, and
100%.
we read those. We have a great social media team. Thanks 424.
424.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so they give me nice reports and let me know what people are saying, and we do People's Choice Awards and we do competitions online. So we get an awful lot of community feedback,
Yeah.
and we pay attention to all of it.
Let's talk about last year's event.
Sure.
So obviously there was some risk going into this of like, is the community going to embrace it? When
Yeah.
was the moment that you realized this is going to work?
Good question.
When I talked to Kevin Mullen and the 419 ladder truck came in and
what I'm
brought
talking
local
about.
beer. That was the moment I knew this was going to work.
Yeah, sure.
We had a lot of rain early in the season, and so it was successful early in the season, and then it was like it just hit. It was just one weekend where we had a rain out. I think it was the very next weekend. Everybody showed up. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, we get it. It's going to be here every weekend. We're going to show up.
Sure.
And we sold a ton of beer, and the local thing just really started to kind of take off. Our social media took off. We had to start from zero, so it took
Right.
a little while
Sure.
to get going on that. And then it's like people just got it, and people were down there and they're giving you hugs and saying thank you, and
Yeah.
like I was the singular person doing it. I appreciate that, and I do love the hugs, so don't stop that. But I mean, it was just all of the sudden it just hit probably
works.
mid-June, yeah. And then from there it was just how do we keep up? How do we keep up? How do we staff the bar better? How do we make sure that we can accommodate all these people?
But you put a great lineup out last year, and I know you, based on probably the amount of time you had to execute it, you held some stuff back. So
Sure.
you always get to grow and build. So I know
Absolutely.
this year is a big reveal and a big
Absolutely.
uptick, which everybody's excited about.
I've seen on social media just some of the data that you've shared
Sure.
about how much research you've put into this schedule.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what the off season
Sure.
has been like for Cheryl Hardy.
Yeah, well, for our entire team, we see all of the bands that we choose in person, and that includes our tribute bands. So the ones that are nationally touring, sometimes we have to, take a little drive to be able to see them. But I saw over 100 bands in the fall.
How about that?
Just to make sure we see, and that's a huge shout out to all of our local bars and restaurants who are supporting local all year long.
That's right.
So I can't tell you how many of those people I know personally now, and they support all year long, but we go out, we look at the bands. It's not about the music that I like, it doesn't matter. What I look at is how does the band interact with the crowd, how does the crowd react to the band, what kind of crowd
What's
do
the
they
show?
get, what's the show, what's the entertainment
Yeah.
value, because it's very clear what people in Toledo want is entertainment. They love their tribute bands. They love their cover bands. They love to sing along with what they know. They love the energy. They love the excitement. So it's entertainment value.
Cheryl,
is
do
what
you
we're really
just
looking for.
drive in silence as a result of this
I-
life choice you made? Is your home just totally void of music and sound?
No, because she can't hear. So.
That's right. Yeah, I do very often say I am done peopling. I'm
Yeah,
no
sure.
more peopling for the weekend. I think I need a day on my couch with my dogs.
Are you an introvert or extrovert?
I'm an innie outie.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm
Google
both.
that with your phones.
I'm both. Yeah, do not Google that.
At
But
least
yeah,
not on your
I'm
work
both.
computer.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
Out, I am absolutely an extrovert. I can turn it on when I need to.
Yeah.
But honestly, I love my home time
Sure.
and cooking and my dogs and sitting on my couch
Well,
by
cooking
myself.
is where I disconnect. But what are the dogs' names?
Louise and Bernadette.
All right. Do you have a favorite?
I do.
Okay, we don't have to say it on the show.
I won't.
They might hear it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what is happening tonight, March
Yeah.
13th?
Tonight.
This is the big reveal,
It's
right?
our big reveal. It's our kickoff.
Let's do it.
And it's a party in the park on the road at Huron Yards. So big
Yeah.
shout out, thank you to Huron Yards. That is where all the St. Patrick's festivities are happening by the Blarney and the Cock and Bull and all that.
Yeah, make sure we
They're-
drive home. Where's Huron
Yeah,
Yards?
Huron Yards is on Huron Street in downtown Toledo. So everything that I talk about is downtown,
Got it.
basically.
Cool.
Like everything that I'm doing is focused on downtown. But Huron Yards, downtown Toledo, Huron Street by the Blarney and the Cock and Bull, that whole street's going to be closed. It's tented, it's heated. You know, we've all looked at the weather, so we all know
Yeah.
March is always very questionable, but,
Sure.
but we're taking that question out of it.
Yeah.
And we've got Horse Lover opening for us. They were super popular on social media, and I appreciate that they did a special show for me at 11:40 p.m. that I went and saw at the Ottawa
Yeah.
Tavern. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
And then Leadfoot Granny, who is just, you know, they're this young up and coming band.
Yeah.
They do covers, they do originals, and they just rock.
Yeah,
I mean, they are really
awesome.
just amazing.
Yeah.
And we wanted them last year and couldn't get them on our schedule, so we're super happy to kick off with
Good
them
for
this
you.
year.
And
Yeah.
this is a free event tonight?
Free. All of our events are free. They
Yeah.
are all free.
So Party in the Park was a summer concert series.
Correct.
It's not quite summer yet.
Oh,
What
Kevin.
what are we?
Really a
What
downer.
why?
Right, that'd
Like
be downer.
what's happening between now and,
Yeah,
and summer and,
sure.
and why is that important?
Well, so last year we did a test, and we love doing everything at Party in the Park, but it's very clear that downtown requires a 12-month activation plan, right? We need to be busy for 12 months of the year, and Party in the Park isn't the only gig, right? We need to do other things, and we need to be cross-promoting and working with everyone else, like, I don't know, Metro Parks and City of Toledo and the Mud Hens and Hensville, all those places. So we said, what if we could take Party in the Park on the road? And so we tried it with Mommy Babe Brewing Company because they wanted to sponsor. So we took it over there, we closed down Morris Street, put the stage out, and we said, maybe this will work. Maybe people will come from Promenade to another place. And they did.
Heck yeah, they did.
In droves. And
Yeah.
I mean, the pictures were phenomenal.
Awesome.
I was there, but the pictures are
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
awesome. They're like, well, what if we do it again? So we took it to Ostrich Town, and it worked again. All right, now it's a trend, guys. We can do this.
That's right.
So when we brought this out, we said, how do we move more activity around downtown? So we'll do one at Huron Yards. We're going to do one at Uptown. We're going to do one in the Warehouse District. We're actually going to do two in the Warehouse District. So, you know, the Central Business District. So we're going to take this and move it around so that more businesses can feel the impact of the marketing that we've built and the brand that we've built around Party in the Park.
It's
a free
really
event.
a very smart strategy. And
Thank
it's
you.
a really big expansion just for year two.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding.
To be
Yeah,
doing
that's
this
a great point.
travel aspect and expanding the
Well,
season by almost 2 months.
That's our community.
Yeah.
That's what everybody always asks, whose event is this? This is Toledo's event.
Yeah, good
This
for
isn't
you.
my event. This isn't your event. This isn't, you know, the City of Toledo, Connect Toledo, Destination Toledo, DTID, Connect to all of our sponsors, right? All of these people who give us money. We appreciate it. Couldn't do it without them.
That's right.
But it's not any one of their individual events.
So
This is Toledo's event.
summer concert series, season opener,
Yeah.
end of May. What are some of the highlights
Ooh.
that are coming this summer?
Well, we have the Skittlebots kicking it off. Because
Yeah.
everybody loves the
Totally.
Skittlebots, and they come out in droves for those guys, and we love them. But then we're doing an 80s weekend. We're bringing in a Journey tribute band.
Yeah, all right.
And we are going to have an awful lot of fun with that. I think we have a special guest that will pop in here and tell you
Is
a
it
little bit
Steve
more
Perry?
about that one. Oh, wouldn't that
Man,
be cool?
tell me
Take
about
it back to high school.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you.
not
but
high school for me.
Yeah,
this
grade school.
Journey band is the top Journey tribute band in the country.
I've seen
And they're coming in,
multiple of the headlining tribute
Yes.
bands, or it is a really
Yes.
fun time.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Do you have
have
a
a-
favorite Journey song?
Don't Stop Believin'.
Okay, well that's not the best song. But that's fine. It's fine.
All right.
It's faithfully.
It's a anthem.
Yeah.
It's the one that everybody sings
Yes.
to.
Yeah.
That's right. So on St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
all right, so I know you just had a birthday. My birthday's on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, okay.
I have a fairly large birthday, ends in a 0 this year, boo. But
30.
we get
20.
up.
Yeah. So you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can be a senator.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
We get up on stage with 10,000 people and we sing Don't Stop Believin' every single year for my birthday on St. Patrick's Day, and it is a blast.
yeah.
So it's my favorite song, and
Yeah.
don't make fun of it.
That's exactly how Gretchen celebrates it, only in her bathroom weeping.
Well, I'll be in my bathroom weeping
I don't know
this
what
year.
song.
The bathroom.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
So Skittlebot's Journey tribute band.
Bands. We've got a Motown band that's coming in
Cool.
on June 19th, and they are phenomenal. You will know every single song that they sing.
Yeah.
They hardly take any breaks and stop. They dance. They got glitter. They have it all going on. They are amazing. We have a great country night. Nashville Crush is coming in.
Awesome.
And Hollywood Connection is opening for that. Or sorry, Hollywood Connection is opening for Motown. But our country band stuff is so much fun. Mommy River Band is opening for them.
Looks like a lot for the
Sorry.
July 4th weekend.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So we're doing a special Saturday. We're doing a Friday night
And
and
a
a
Saturday.
Saturday
Big
for the
weekend.
250th.
Yes.
Yes, the mayor had a special request and we were able to fulfill that. Nikki D and the Sisters of Thunder and Distant Cousins.
Yeah,
That's a
awesome.
good combo.
And that's
Amazing.
on the 4th of July with this huge fireworks show. TSA is putting together a special soundtrack for the fireworks. So we'll do the fireworks in cooperation with the TSA soundtrack, which I think is very cool.
That's
Toledo School
amazing.
for the Arts, for any of you who don't know that. And then the Day Drinkers, which I want to mention because, maybe somebody else is going to pop in today on the Day Drinkers.
Could be.
Maybe something, but they're going to be on the 3rd, and they are just a blast. I mean,
Yeah,
last year
absolutely.
they were one of the bands that kind of kicked us off and really got us rolling, so happy about that. Back this year, everybody wanted Elton John back. We
Yeah.
didn't want to bring back the exact same show, so we're bringing back, it's called Legend to Legend, Elton John and Billy Joel dueling pianos on stage.
cool.
It's going to be super cool.
Cheryl, this is really exciting.
Yeah. Christmas in July, R&B weekend, final big weekend at the end of the summer. It's
Where can people find the whole schedule?
best to follow us on Facebook at
Yes.
Party in the Park Toledo. We are going to put some website stuff up, but it's really early in the season and we're still trying to get some
Yeah.
stuff going. We will have website, but if you follow us on social media,
Totally. And the content's
You'll-
super fun.
Yeah,
Right.
it's very
you
fun.
get real FOMO. If
you're going to get FOMO for
100%.
sure.
Which
yeah.
band is the biggest group of divas to deal with during this
Ooh,
season?
biggest
Is it
group
three of
of
us?
divas.
Is it me?
Definitely Matt Keller.
Yeah, sure. I get that right. Yeah.
Agreed.
100%.
Thank you, Cheryl, so much
Yeah,
for joining
thank you
us
guys for having me. I
and rolling
appreciate it.
out this. We've got
Yeah.
a couple of the bands are going to be
Yes.
joining us
Yes, of course.
on the program, and
Yep.
we'll find out the first surprise band on the other side of this break on the 419.
To me, community means connecting to others.
I'm Donnie Miller, and welcome to The Point.
We're a community committed to education. Discover new ideas, dive into exciting subjects, and engage with the world around you.
I would send them personally a t-shirt. Crime doesn't pay in the Old West End, pass it on. That's how we cleaned up the neighborhood.
Vision loss for people is not the end.
It's a story, it's the next chapter. WGTE Public Media invites you to Get Out and Play Day.
Monday through Friday, it's the 419 powered by WGTE. With Matt Killam, Gretchen DeBacker, I'm Kevin Mullen. What can people expect on the show?
It's going to be an hour. A reminder of why this is a great place to live, work, and play.
WGTE, where you come to watch, listen, and learn.
Welcome back into the 419. We're talking all things Party in the Park as we preview the upcoming summer concert series. And we're joined by one of Toledo's absolute premier rock stars.
I was going to say, yeah.
Best in the biz.
And we're talking about Party in the Park, which is something we're really excited about. But the big success, which we're just after, and it doesn't happen on its own. And for this amount of time, it's now a mandate. Everyone in our region looks forward to it. I'm sure it just throws itself together. And
It's real easy.
You're only 24 years old. This is what it's done to you.
Correct.
Yeah.
We're talking with Nicole Corey. Congratulations on Acoustics for Autism.
Thank you.
How many years is it?
That was year 19, so next year's a big 20th anniversary.
Yeah, but 19 years, that's amazing.
19 years of awesome
I think
success,
for the 20th year, you should also take over Perrysburg. So just do all the way over.
I'm sure the Bridges people would be really happy.
What are
I
they
work
going to
with
do?
the Bridges people. They're an easy group to work with. Yeah. Let her rip.
So you are also the front woman, lead singer for Arctic Clan.
That is correct.
How long have you been doing that?
We've over 20 years, 21 years actually. So it started off kind of just acoustic, and then by weird coincidence, we were like, somebody was like, hey, we need a band. And so we're like, oh, we can grab a drummer and a bass player, and we formed a band. And then it just never stopped from there. And so, yeah, we have a ton of fun. We've done a lot of things. We've opened up for a lot of national acts.
Slipknot was the band you
Yes, exactly. That was right. Actually, the first gig Arctic Clam ever had was the night of the tornado that hit Lake High School.
You're kidding.
It was at Harborview Yacht Club outside.
No
and
way.
all the sirens were going off, and everybody was like, let's just party. And then all of a sudden we're like, we might die kind of bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that was our first
That was the
gig.
kickoff. How about
How
that?
funny
It's
is that?
all uphill from there.
Yes.
Well,
yes,
I'll tell you
yes,
what,
yes.
everyone might know this, but I don't, Nicole. You first picked up a guitar. You have music in your DNA based on what?
My whole family. So
Just answer the question. Don't
yeah.
dodge it.
No, I'm answering it. My whole family, my dad's side of the family, all phenomenal vocalists. My mom's side of the family, all phenomenal piano players. When I was 4, I started taking, people don't know this, I'm actually a classically trained piano player.
Okay.
I didn't pick up the guitar till I was 30. And I did that just because I was
Just a few years ago.
Yeah, just yesterday.
Yeah.
I did that because my guitar player was a guitar teacher, and I remember sitting and watching him. And I was like, I'm gonna just follow along. I'm actually, side story, very upset with my father.
This is not that show.
He is a phenomenal guitar player, and instead of teaching me how to do that growing up, they made me take piano. They should have done both. In hindsight, they should have done both. But that is where that all came from. So yeah, it's crazy. When you come to our house for Christmas, you don't
Is that an invite to your house for Christmas?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, all right.
It's kind of probably like the DeBeckers. You don't get a let's go sing Christmas carols. You get a 9-part Hallelujah chorus.
That's right.
Song.
Actually, the
That is
DeBeckers
how it
is-
is.
Costumes,
the whole
instruments.
thing.
It's a miserable experience
The
at the
whole thing.
Backers. It's just a lot of weeping like the second before. Just a gentle hint of ammonia.
There you go.
We don't have any
Interesting.
talent either. So
When
that-
you started with music,
Kevin's trying to keep us on track here.
I mean, you started down this musical journey.
Yeah.
At what point did you become rock star?
So-
right? Because you're not
That moment.
I think
She
about
declared it.
most young kids growing up that I see in the arts. It's musical theater,
Yeah, no.
and it's not belting out rock songs.
So here's another funny story about my dad. He's gonna hate me for all of this, but because I was the piano player, I was also always the accompanist. So my sister's got a phenomenal voice. My sister used to, totally different voice than me, but she used to sing the national anthem all over the place, the
goodness.
Lions games, the Tigers games, all the Indians games, all over the place. And I was always the piano player. So it wasn't until I was 22 years old, working at Jed's, the original Jed's.
Yeah, all right.
And Bobby May and Jonathan Borelli used to play there every weekend.
Sure.
And so I started singing Bobby McGee because that's what all girls sing, right? And all of a
Kevin?
sudden, one night I was out and Bobby May had an open mic and I was with my dad. And Bobby's like, come and sing, Nicole. And my dad's like, no, that's not Nina, that's Nicole. He's like, come and sing, Nicole. He had no clue I could sing the way that I could sing.
Nice.
So that's how that started. So early 20s. And then I just kind of kept going from there.
If people aren't familiar with Arctic Clam, what is a typical show? What are you playing?
High energy rock band. I tell people that all the time. We're not a pop band, we're a rock band, but we play everything. So if you hear Michael Jackson, you're going to get a little bit of a harder rock edge to it. We have a great group of musicians. My husband's a drummer. And then we work with 3 full-time musicians, and that's all they do. So we are very, very particular. There are some people that just want to be great entertainers. There's some people, that are into the original music thing. I want to surround myself with the best musicians I can. These people are the best musicians around, and I'm very blessed to have them. So that's what we do. And
Well, you've really built a community, mostly through Acoustics for Autism, but knowing all of these local bands, you've really contributed, I think, to the development of this Party in the Park new event. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I've known Cheryl forever, and when she wanted to talk about music, I was like, well, let's go through it and let's figure it out. So I really helped guide her on some bands that I thought would mesh well together and match well. And she's been a volunteer at Acoustics for years, so she's able to see. It's kind of like an audition, right? You get to see 100 bands and figure out who you really like and who you want to go see after that.
Sure.
So between that and then just having the kind of knowledge of okay, this band draws this kind of a crowd, this band does this would really mesh well with this one. That was kind of how I helped contribute to the whole.
20 years of doing this in Toledo, hitting that first note on the stage at Party in the Park, last summer for the resurgence of this. What did that feel like?
Really, really cool for a couple reasons. Again, it's kind of like a rite of passage. My dad used to play it in the 80s. My husband used to play it in the 90s. And I never got a chance to play it. I was a little bit too late in the scene. You know what I mean? I came on more in the 2000s when the 90s were, when all of that was finishing. However, I saw Cheap Trick there. I saw all kind.
Sure.
I mean, I remember going there in high school. I remember going there in college when it kind of started to fizzle. We all loved Portside.
Right.
And so bringing that back, and I've told people over and over again, if you build it, they will come, right? Last year was an amazing guinea pig project.
Agreed.
And I think that it did really, really well. And as it grows, then we will probably be able to, I say we, but I mean, then Party in the Park will probably be able to do those things that people expect or want from the 80s, right? Maybe it's not going to be every weekend with a national act, but maybe next year, because it does so well, they will be able to bring in a national act once or twice,
You mentioned when you talked about the band that you've got a couple of full-time musicians. That also implies that not all of you are full-time musicians. I know your husband works at Toledo Refining Company, which is a gracious supporter of this program.
Yeah.
But you aren't a full-time musician.
I am not. No.
In fact, your day job might be quite the opposite of hardcore bed. You say it.
You're at Build-A-Bear at the Franklin Park Mall, right?
Yes, that is exactly where I work.
Yeah, what's the best bear to make?
Right, exactly.
What's the full-time job?
A polar bear.
all right.
I'm a judge in Toledo Municipal Court.
Who would you
I've
say
known
is
Gretchen
your,
a very long
is your
time.
favorite attorney?
My favorite attorney is Gretchen DeBacker,
See,
without
I mean,
question.
That I didn't even tell her to say
Without
that.
question.
That is not the Toledo way.
That we
That
just
is
had
not
I
Judge
just
Dewhart
saw
on.
that.
Yeah.
I just
Toledo
saw
way.
that Judge Dewhart, who's great, by the way.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, can we put you on the spot?
Of course.
We've given you zero prep for this, but we're going to do it.
I like
It's
to be
now
put on the
time to
spot.
play Gretchen's Wacky Quiz.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to give you 4 rapid-fire questions.
Okay.
Rapid-fire questions. Gretchen's going to ask you for your favorite thing in Toledo.
Okay.
And then you got to work with Matt to describe Toledo.
Which is a nightmare.
In exactly 9 words. That's the 419.
Or the region.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry. So I have to describe what
Judge,
you
we
asked
need
me?
you to answer the 4 questions, which you will crush.
First.
We'll guide you one at a time.
No problem.
You got
Yes,
this.
Gretchen's going to ask you your favorite singular thing about the city and or region, and you
Okay.
and I are going to work together to describe the city or region in 9 words.
Holy smokes.
You're gonna
Okay,
be awesome.
that's good.
All right.
Okay.
Question number 1.
Yep.
Describe your house in 1 word.
Immaculate.
What is the coolest website you've ever visited?
ArcticClam.com.
Do you think you are unbeatable?
No.
What appliance can you not live without?
My cordless Dyson Dustbuster.
What is your number one most favorite, or what you consider to be the best thing about Toledo or the region?
Am I only doing one word?
One. No, just one thing.
I honestly, the way I used to say all the time, I'd rather be a big fish in a little sea than a little fish in a big sea. And I think that community in Toledo has that. I think you have the ability to make a really, really great life and a really great living and live very, very well and know everybody around. And, but it's still big enough that you don't know everybody around.
Right.
And, you have your lovers, you have your haters, you have, it's still got everything that you need. Toledo has everything that you need with everything big, just an hour away.
Yep.
That's what I love about Toledo.
Okay.
I heard you say Metro Parks. Anyway, all right, 9 words to describe.
I do love Michael Keaty, by the way.
Yes, he's hard not to. He's a great
And
guy.
his son played at Acoustics
Yes,
for Autism.
yeah.
Yep, he's like 11 years old.
All right, let's do it. 9 words to describe the city and or region.
Okay, so community.
Yep, love it. Good start. Arctic Clam is 2 words. We
Sure.
love that. Yeah.
Music, because our music
love
scene
it.
is awesome.
Yep.
Can I say glass?
Absolutely
Yes.
Okay. Can I say water?
can. Absolutely. Water.
Because I
Love
like
it.
the waterfront.
Yep.
Can I say ethnicity?
Yes, diverse. Love it.
Nice.
Thank you.
Can I say food?
Yes, you can. We got 1 left, so finish strong.
Okay.
Just an hour show.
Charity.
Charity. Good for you.
Nice. Arctic
Good
Clam will
list.
be performing at Party in the Park this summer on August 28th.
Day after my birthday.
Well, that sounds like we should have a party.
I think so.
Absolutely.
I think we are
yes.
going to have a party for you.
Yeah.
You know what, Matt, for you, I'm going to throw a party downtown.
Yeah.
I'm going to invite Arctic Clam.
Yeah.
And then what do you think about a Prince tribute band?
Yeah, I love it.
Would that be
Yep.
cool too? Let's
It's
do that.
It's the big 50th. So
All
I'm
right.
excited.
Is it really?
No.
And how about, what about some pyrotechnics on the river.
Absolutely. Yep. We're
Three sides of the river.
Yeah, we're going to be
pyrotechnics just
working
for
with the
you.
refinery, the Metro Parks. We're going to be dumping gasoline into the river, and we're going to light it
There
on
you go.
fire.
I'm sure my husband, being a safety guy, will love that.
That's right. And
I love the joke about blowing things
And
up.
we're a conservation group, so we love the two things wedded together.
Nicole, the people want more information on Arctic Clam. Where can they find it?
ArcticClam.com, and don't forget the word Arctic has 2 C's in it, everybody.
Love it.
See, that's a good lesson.
It is,
Very
because
important.
I bet we'd have 10,000 more likes if people could spell the word right.
I know.
I've seen it misspelled on maps.
Nicole Corey with Arctic Clam, thank you so much for
Ocean.
joining us.
Thank you guys for
When
having
we
me.
come
Thank you for being
back,
here.
we'll meet another of our bands from Party in the Park. It's the 419 on WGTE.
kidding.
Support for the 419 comes from Witro Wealth Management, where we understand that your financial path is personal. Advisory services are offered through Capital Investment Advisory Services, LLC. Securities offered through Capital Investment Group, Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. More information at witroadvisors.com.
Destination Toledo. Whether you're a local or a visitor, Destination Toledo invites you to explore the region and be a tourist in Toledo. Find events, dining, and things to do at visittoledo.org.
WorkSpring. HR issues and employee well-being go hand in hand. WorkSpring supports employers through compliance, training, and wellness because healthy workplaces don't happen by accidents. Learn more at workspring.org.
Toledo Refining Company, a subsidiary of PDF Energy. Toledo Refining Company is a supplier of fuels that keep our region moving. Located in Oregon, Ohio, the refinery processes crude oil into gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, and other petroleum products.
And TARTA, celebrating its 55th year of connecting Northwest Ohioans to their community. More information at tarta.com.
Welcome back into the 419. We're talking all things Party in the Park. It kicks off tonight at Huron Yards, but all summer long, your summer is going to be filled with some of the best music in Northwest Ohio, downtown, and we're joined by one of my favorite musicians.
Same.
I love when I go see Distant Cousins.
Thank you.
Corey
Thank you.
Coley is joining us on the program now. Big C.
Yes, sir.
Is he allowed to call you that?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
I prefer that.
Perfect. What? Tell us if folks aren't familiar with Distant Cousins. Tell us about your band.
Distant Cousins, we're a diverse band. We do top 40, Motown, pretty much anything you can think of. We probably cover it. I started the band in 2008, and I just love it.
You guys have played at the Botanical Garden for me all over the place. It's so popular that people demanded that we have you 2 years in a row, which is unheard of. So there is a local icon, a legend. We had Nicole Corey on just before you. So
Yes,
two
my friend.
real leaders of the music community. Tell me what it's like to be a big deal, in Nicole's words, in a small town. Is pressure to that? Feel like sometimes just grocery shopping and be anonymous, or do you love all of it?
Yes and no. I mean, it's fun, but
Yeah.
then sometimes when I'm with my wife and I want to just go hear music, they call me up. I think it used to irritate her. Now she kind of pushes me like, go.
Yeah.
But other than that, I love it. It gives me joy. It
Yeah.
gives me, you know,
And are you primarily a singer? Do you play instrument?
I'm a singer.
Okay.
I mean, it's a real gift. I mean, I think if I'm a band on stage and I see you out in the audience, like
Yeah, of
I
course.
want you to come play with the band, right? I want you coming up. So I'm not surprised that they're
it's a
asking
joy.
you. Where did this start for you? Where did you first find music?
In church. I used to be a praise and worship leader. Just kind of sang. My mom sang. She sings bass though. My mom sings like this. It's
Yeah.
crazy. My older brother sang, and I just grew up. It's my passion, and I love it.
Who's the best musician in the family? Look right in the camera and say it.
Me.
That's right. Yeah, good for you.
So we're talking about Party in the Park. You know, for you as a local band to get a chance to play Party in the Park, what does that mean to you?
And you got a big
Excitement.
weekend on tap for you.
Excitement. 4th of July. I'm so excited. First of all, to have Party in the Park back. and
Right.
It's all local. It's amazing. Cheryl and her team has done an amazing job. My band is just excited. We're so excited and elated to be there.
Tell me do you have a favorite performance experience, have an aha moment? I'm sure you've got a bunch of them, but one particular night that really, or day that sticks in your mind is one of your favorites, something you think back on, love a performance?
We were at the winery.
Is the highlight of your.
This is the greatest right here.
This is the best morning of my life, or whenever the show is on.
We were at the Majestic Oak Winery before, and I I sang Free by Zach Brown.
Yeah.
And a lady came up to me and cried and hugged me and said that her husband had just passed away, and that was his favorite song, and she felt like God was talking through me through that song. Like, those kind of moments are priceless.
Yeah, and it reminds you how bigger your voice actually is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good for you.
You're going to be performing on this big July 4th weekend with Nikki D and the Sisters of Thunder. Tell me a little bit about that band and how you know them.
I know Nikki D from church. I kind of grew up with her mom and all that. She mixes like gospel and rock and everything together. It's amazing. I've been knowing her for over 20 years, and her whole family is just phenomenal when it comes to music.
So that might not be an intuitive synergy for most, but gospel and rock does fit together really nicely.
Very,
to
very
a
nice.
layperson, talk to me about what that sounds like.
It sounds like gospel and rock. I mean, it sounds
That's
like
it. You heard it here first. Yeah.
It sounds like some raspy angels.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, well done.
What do you do when you're getting ready for a big show, July 4th weekend? There's going to be tons of people down there ready to be entertained. What do you do to get ready that day? What do you do to keep your voice healthy? What do you eat before
I try
you go
not
down
to
there?
eat when I got to perform on big stages or whatever, because I don't want to have to end up using the restroom.
Right, you get anxious too.
So, and then sometimes you get anxious, or what if it's something that turns the wrong way.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I typically try to drink a lot of tea, throat coat tea with honey in it, and just kind of, it's hard not to speak because I'm kind of, I speak to a lot of people, but I try to keep it to a minimum. That way I save my voice. But
Do you still get nervous?
yeah,
Sure.
Somebody told me a long time ago that the minute you stop getting nervous is the minute you kind of like mess up.
There was
So
somebody.
I always try to keep a little bit of nervousness in there, and it keeps you humble.
That somebody was on prior to the same thing, is when you stop feeling anxious or nervous, you stop caring. And I stopped caring a long time ago.
What's a
Even
song?
in the shower?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's a totally different story.
That's a totally different feeling. What's a song in the Distant Cousins set that when you get to that song, you're like, people are gonna go nuts. This is the one. Is there a song?
A lot of the fans' favorite is Tennessee Whiskey, but it's hard for me to narrow down to just one song, because I was just out talking to another musician, and he said something so profound that it's the energy that's in that room that chooses that song for you, because it may work in this room, but somewhere else it may be a different song. So it's kind of like the connection.
Yeah.
And
Inevitably, when you're playing, somebody's going to come up and say, hey, can you play this song? What is the worst song that somebody's going to come up and ask you to play?
And is it Taylor Swift?
I like Taylor Swift.
Me too.
Yeah.
I do some Swiftie.
That was a trick question.
I don't think none of them. If somebody's requesting it, I normally try to do it, because, like, to me, that's what they're there for. So I don't think there's no words song.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. You want to have some fun?
Listen.
All right. It's now time to play Gretchen's
Wacky Quiz.
Quiz.
That's it. Yes, that's it. That's it. It's so much better now.
We need you on the show every day now.
Hang on. I almost want to just go back and rewind that and say, all right, let's just let Big C do it.
We've made a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mistakes have been made.
That's right.
What is it? Somebody said it's not mistakes, it's circumstances. All right.
No one's ever said that.
Okay. I'm going to ask you 4 rapid fire questions. Gretchen's asking for your favorite thing in or about Toledo, and then Matt's going to ask you to describe Toledo in exactly 9 words, but he will help you. All right?
Okay.
Here we go. What's your favorite type of weather?
Between 70 and 80.
Agreed.
What's one piece of advice you would go back and tell your younger self?
Learn patience.
What does your perfect sandwich have in it?
A wish sandwich, because I wish anything in it.
My man.
That's so good.
If you could start a charity, what would it be for?
Autistic kids.
Okay, what is your number one most favorite thing about Toledo or the region?
Diversity.
All right, it's a good start for the 9 words. I'm going to put diversity at the top of the list because it arguably is the most important. So we've only got 8 left. Let's do it together. All right, looking for 8 words to describe Toledo or the region to you.
Big C.
Big C, my man. All right.
Music.
Music, love it.
God.
God. We'll take God for 2.
Okay.
All right, keep going.
Cheryl.
Cheryl Hardy, 2 words, 2. We got 2 left. All right, Cheryl Hardy, making the list.
It rhymes with Betro Marks.
Metro Parks.
My man, we'll give you a half one for that.
Acoustic for Autism.
All right, finish strong. 1 word to describe the region on top of what you've already said. What's your son's name?
Corey Jr.
Done.
Lil C.
It's the way to close the list.
Big C, Corey Coley with Distant Cousins July 4th weekend.
Absolutely.
The 250th Backyard Barbecue Pig Roast on the 3rd, and July 4th, America's 250th Concert and Fireworks Spectacular. Nikki D and the Sisters of Thunder opening up for our headliner,
It's going to be a good
Distant
time.
Yes, it is.
Cousins. If people want more information on Distant Cousins, where can they find it?
Distant Cousins on Facebook. That's with a Z at the end of Cousins. And on Instagram, Distant Cousins with a Z at the end of Cousins.
Corey Coley, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
When we come back, we're joined by another of the rock stars that's going to be gracing the Party in the Park stage this summer. Stick with us. It's the 419.
You laughed with us. You learned with us.
Hi, neighbor.
We made sure your childhood was special. Memories that could only be provided by PBS. For generations, we've given you programs that made a difference. Programs that entertained, informed, and inspired. And today is no different. This is WGTE Public Media in Toledo. It's where you belong.
Welcome back into the 419. We're talking all things Party in the Park. It kicks off tonight at Huron Yards, but all summer long we're going to have some of the best local bands. We're joined now by another one of my favorite local musicians, Jake Paluski with the Day Drinkers. Jake, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. This is great.
Jake, I was mildly excited when I found out that Jake Paluski was coming in, and when he came around, I was really excited because I had no idea what your last name was. So
I mean,
that's the kind of friend I am.
Right,
Jake.
right. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
I still have trouble with yours. You know,
Yeah,
you're good.
sure. Me too. And many people have as well. But that's a different show.
Talk to me about the Day Drinkers. If people aren't familiar with the band, what kind of music do you guys play? How long have you been together?
And the concept of day drinking.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that it was birthed out of 2 guys that never played music with each other that happened to have a friend in common who was a regular at Village Idiot during the day. And that gentleman was just old enough to where he was kind of tired of going out at night. So he said, why don't we have music during the day like they do in Nashville? So it started as just a jam on an afternoon in the middle of the day, on Friday at Village Idiot in 2017. And then we said, couple people were digging in. It was mainly the retirees and the townies and everything because they're watering hole.
Yeah.
And so then it grew because people were like, something's happening during the day. It's music. So we started adding band members eventually, and then it became a band kind of accidentally. So fast forward, it's 8.5 years. And now people line up an hour before the place even opens, that last Friday of the month, every month.
You and I met through my brother's a musician.
Yes.
So you and I kind of met through your love for curating local music and supporting local musicians. Talk to me about kind of some of the work you've done in that space.
Oh, that's truly just, it goes back from, from the time I was in 5th grade, I started writing music and I had no idea what I was doing. Still, I like to think that I know what I'm doing, and then you find out you still only know this much, right?
Sure.
So, but it's just always been a love of mine. I just thought that that's what you did. You just write your music, forgetting that there's a whole part of the, industry that doesn't,
Yeah.
So I just always been into the writing aspect anyway. And then.
And your folks are musicians, or did they push this, or?
No, in hindsight now, I'm really, really glad I have folks that weren't into music. They were just hardworking, blue collar that said you make things work. And if you want to do something and it doesn't exist, you get people together and you make it happen. I mean, so truly that's what the original music thing has been for me. I mean, and there wasn't a ton of opportunities. I mean, we would play, Frankie's and headliners years ago, but in order to really celebrate songwriters, not every songwriter wants to be performing out either. So just giving people a platform, giving people a way to get around other people that enjoy their craft. So it's truly, you just make it out of nothing. I mean, we would just set up shop where anybody would let us. We did it for free because we had to prove first that people cared about it. And once people started showing up to different events we've been doing for 15, 20 years, we're like, the market exists, we just got to connect the right people and build that awareness, which is probably the toughest thing.
There's a couple of traveling events leading up to the summer concert series. Tonight kicks off at Huron Yards, May 8th. Talk to me about the TSA takeover at the Black Box Theater and what's happening there.
Yeah, this is an awesome collaboration, so I'm thrilled to hear about it.
I mean, I was almost in tears when I got the message about it because
about being on the show?
Well, yeah, obviously.
100%.
And then that tears came real when I saw you, but probably for different reasons than you think.
Same reason. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, get it.
No, it's just a collaboration that, I mean, I didn't see coming, and then it makes all the sense in the world, which I've learned, the hard way and sometimes the easy way, but always the hardest way is the best way to learn, is that you'll eventually come into the people that you need to, if you put the right work in. You just don't get to dictate when that result is. And there's just, TSA does beautiful things.
Yes.
The kids that come out of there every year just get better and better, and I'm just like, guys, we got to work harder because they're going to take our jobs. And what a beautiful problem that would be, So they're going to focus on original music and really showcase, again, it's with Party in the Park, it makes all the sense in the world. You get bands that put on a good show, put on a good time, you get people down there, stuff that's familiar. TSA is always, it's a different approach. Original music, you gotta, it's like going to an art museum, you know? You're not familiar with everything before you go in there.
Yeah.
But you know what, you give it the attention and all of a sudden you get perspective, because that's all art is, it's language,
That's well articulated.
And it's just an awesome opportunity. I mean, to come together, and it's just like, this is still just the beginning, It's you plant seeds, and different seeds take different attention. So.
And it makes perfect sense because they're a really good downtown neighbor. They're part of one of our downtown communities.
Great
so
point.
it's a nice, that Black Box Theater there is amazing.
It
so that's
is.
going to be a great event.
Well, and I think, if you don't mind, I think it's one of those things where it just gives other people that hope, like, oh, the opportunities do exist. I just need to reach out. I need to get involved. And that's all some people need.
And that is the upside of living in a town this size, right? Which there are people who complain about it, but the reality is that you are in proximity to what you want to do. And admittedly, that could sound like a place of privilege, but if you show up in Toledo, Ohio, or in the region, you can usually participate if you keep showing up, right? So I think that this downtown reactivation or re-energy is a further sign of it, right? We could spend years talking about who should do what or who should be in charge or why we can't, but this is a group of people that said, no, we just should. And we'll figure it out as we go, right? It isn't splitting the atom. We're not trying to figure out the formula for cold fusion here, the energy source for the millennium. This is about good people from a town that's great, doing great things and celebrating who we are as opposed to who we are not.
And you are participating in one of the biggest weekends of the summer, celebrating the 250th birthday of the country, assuming we still have a country by then. But that would be July 3rd, on the Friday night of the weekend.
We're in acquisition mode, Gretchen. We're picking up new countries by the day.
You're performing, the Day Drinkers are performing, but you're being opened by the Ice Cream Militia, which is a great band name. Do you know those folks? What do they play? What should people expect with their performance?
I mean, they are the kind of band that will make us step up our game.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, that's the best way to put it. They're eclectic, they've got a horn section, they've got this energy, and they have this just drive and ambition that you have to experience it. I always tell people, it's like listening to the music in a recorded form gives you one aspect of a live show. You go to a live show, and I mean, they will make us work harder.
Yeah, I love it.
Ice Cream Militia is such a great name for a band. It begs the question, what is the worst band name? I mean, you started writing music when you were 5, right? So
fifth grade.
Fifth grade. Okay.
He's not a strong
might
listener,
have,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was 5 when I was in 5th grade.
Yeah,
so.
sure. Yeah, that's what homeschooling does for kids.
Or at least they told me I acted like I was 5. That's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was close. What's the worst band name you've ever had?
That I've ever had?
Great question.
I mean, definitely one that raised eyebrows and we didn't really think about
Just
it
remember,
at
there's
the time.
FCC regulations.
No. This is easy enough. I was in it was a barbershop quartet in high school that
called Abstinence.
No, I mean
that came naturally.
It may as well could have. We called ourselves
Abstinence only.
We called ourselves Evolution.
All right.
Because we were just talking about the evolution of music, and we would cover stuff from barbershop, bringing voices together.
Yeah.
Then we'd do the doo-wop stuff of the 50s, but at the time, all the boy bands were really big, and all the girls we liked were really into the boy bands. So guess what we learned?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. And so we were Evolution.
Yeah.
Had no idea what a trigger word that would be for a lot of people. In hindsight, I get it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so that's probably as far as the backlash when you didn't expect it, you know, just like not having that awareness. I was just like, oh, so I mean, and we're in high school. We're just like, why does everybody hate us?
That's right. Yeah, I didn't realize that everyone just wanted to be mad all the time. Yeah, precursor to current.
All right, I feel like we need to bring Big C back so we can do this, but it's now time to play Gretchen's Wacky Quiz. All right, 4 rapid fire questions for me. Gretchen's asking for your favorite thing in or about Toledo, and then Matt's going to ask you to describe Toledo in exactly 9 words, but he'll help you. If you had the chance to be in the Olympics, which sport would you compete in?
Oh, bobsledding.
Nice.
What do you say when you answer the phone?
Oh, hi.
Good open.
Do you sleep with the lights on or lights off?
Off.
What's your favorite sports team?
Toledo Mud Hens.
My man.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's your number one most favorite thing about the city of Toledo or the region?
Relentless ambition.
Nice. I love that.
All right, we're going to use relentless ambition for the first 3 words. So now you're just down to 6, right?
That's consolidation.
All right, let's do it, brother. 6 words to describe the city and/or region.
Hopeful.
Love it. Good start.
Rugged.
Love it.
Communal.
Okay.
I mean, connected. I know the
Connected.
Kind of it's.
Come on,
Like
that's
it?
good.
I like
It's really aspiring. I mean, it's an aspirational
Yeah,
town. It's
yeah,
a town about push.
yeah,
All right, let's
yeah.
finish strong. We got 1 left, brother. I know you have a beautiful bride. What's her name?
Amanda.
Amanda.
Yeah, let's go with that.
That's a strong close. All right,
There it is.
Also, man, taking you around with me.
That's right.
Jake Paluski with the Day Drinkers. If people want more information on the Day Drinkers, where can they find it?
Every last Friday at the Village Idiot. No, truly, we don't have a social media page. That was part of our experiment with the band, was like, can we build this thing without using a lot of the stuff that makes things easier?
Amazing. 4th of July weekend, you're going to be at Party in the Park, celebrating America's 250th. Thanks so much for being with us today and kicking this off. We
Nice to meet
appreciate
you.
everything you're doing to promote local music as well. So thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
guys. Appreciate
All right,
it.
when we come back, Cheryl Hardy's going to come back at the desk. She's got gifts. And we're going to close out this special edition of the 419. We'll be right back.
Introducing The Local Thread, a community news series uniting voices and storytellers from across the region. In partnership with La Prensa, the Toledo Free Press, the Sojourner's Truth, Toledo Public Schools, and Rethinking Jails and Justice. The Local Thread brings you stories and conversations that connect our community. Hear it weeknights at 7 on FM 91 with early access on podcast platforms each morning. The Local Thread, only on WGTE.
Welcome back into the 419. We're talking all things Party in the Park. You know, you never quite know what's going to happen on a Friday night downtown Toledo with Party in the Park. You're not quite sure what Cheryl might have up her sleeve or flying through the air at any given moment.
You never know.
Is it drones? Is it hot air balloons? Or is it an 80s dress-up contest?
Gretchen, this is the best you've ever looked.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome.
We have replaced Gretchen with Mrs. Roper.
It's a dream come true.
Yeah.
Nailed it. This is so good. What
is happening?
Yeah.
What is happening here?
I feel less knowledgeable about what we're doing right now than I did when we had Trekkie Monster on the program. Why, Cheryl, tell me why Mrs. Roper is sitting next to me right now.
Well, I'm going to let Mrs. Roper talk a little bit about the charity that we're doing this for, but actually we are having a Mrs. Roper night, the night of our 80s night, the night of our Journey tribute band. We're doing a Mrs. Roper dress up. If you didn't know, there are actually chapters of Mrs. Roper all over the country that do this like all the time.
How about that?
So yeah, so we invited Mrs. Roper to be here today because we think that night is going to be a ton of fun, and it's for charity, so it's also for a good cause. So.
If people don't know, who is Mrs. Roper?
What?
Yes.
Nobody doesn't
First
know.
of all, that's unbelievable to me.
What are people doing? Reading books all the time? What a bunch of losers.
Mrs. Roper is from the iconic show Three's Company, and Mr. Roper was the building manager. Right. So Helen Roper, Mrs. Roper, played by Audrey Lindley, was an actress who ultimately succumbed to bone marrow cancer. And because of that, we wanted to bring some visibility to the very awesome resources we have here in town by partnering with Party in the Park. I'm Allie Burns from the University of Toledo, and we're going to be raising money for the Eleanor and Dana Cancer Center.
So for our radio audience, describe to me what makes up a Mrs. Roper outfit.
Well, now, Kevin, I don't want to discriminate because it could be Mr. Roper too.
Thank you.
You know,
Yes.
and
finally the voices of being heard.
I mean, and
Yeah.
Matt, I know all about inclusivity, right?
That's right.
So we can have doggy ropers too.
Thank you. That's right.
So
Everyone
and
knows
baby
how much-
ropers.
Yeah.
And baby ropers. And in fact, we're going to have a
We're going
contest.
to do some social media competitions.
So you've got you've got the wig.
We have the
I
red
hope.
curly wig
Yeah.
and a caftan. Please wear your favorite caftan and the big chunky jewelry, and
Yeah.
most of all, bring the pizzazz
Yeah.
because that is Mrs. Roper.
I know what a caftan is, of course, but let's pretend like I didn't.
It's a big moo-moo.
That's right. That's the one.
And moo-moos come in all shapes and sizes.
They certainly do, and I've got the family members to prove it.
So Cheryl, just one of the many
Yes.
ways you're having fun
Yes.
this summer. What
Absolutely.
else can people expect?
Well, you know, last year we had a skydiver dive in the American flag. We had hot air balloons, which you might be able to expect again this year, compliments of maybe the Metro Parks, and confetti and bubbles and snow in July, and, you know, a few other things that we're not quite going to divulge because we need people to come down to the Friday night events and just experience it for themselves. Just like we were talking about in the bands, sometimes you just have to see it live.
That's right.
This is the same thing. You got to feel the vibe live. You got to feel how comfortable it is. People are telling me it's their third space, and that's what they're using it as. So that's what we want people to do, and we're trying to give them some fun things to do, including some kid things.
Yes.
So bring your kids. This is
Full
family friendly. Yep.
Absolutely it is.
I know you get a lot of credit for what Party of the Park is, and you deserve it. But I also know that you pass a lot of that to your team as well.
Absolutely.
Who are some of the folks behind the scenes that are helping make this happen?
Or the rest of the cast of Three's Company.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you, Mrs. Roper and Jack and
Suzanne
everybody.
Summers.
That's right.
Well, that's the
right.
one that did for me.
There's Kevin. Obviously, you're bringing all of our local beer, which that was a huge partnership, and we appreciate that. The Metro Parks. I mean, a lot of people call you Mike all the time, but that's giving a disservice to Mike.
That's
so
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a far better character.
Mike was one of the originals. Brandon Selhorst from the city of
Yes.
Toledo. Melissa Moy, she's actually like my right-hand person. I couldn't do this without her. But then, of course, all of our people at Destination Toledo, Connect Toledo, DTID, the county, the city, the Metro Parks, J&M Cruise Line, ProMedica. I mean, everybody. This is a community event. There isn't anybody that doesn't come down there that isn't helping out. Our bartenders, I mean, our local restaurants, all of the alcohol that we bring down there, all the distributors and the suppliers, and all the local bands. I mean, you heard from Nicole and Jake and Big C. They have all helped me. I do not do this in a vacuum by any means.
Why should somebody's watching or listening to this program? Why should somebody come out to Party in the Park this summer?
Right, it's community, and we're trying to build that community. And quite frankly, it's not that we're trying. Downtown Toledo is there. We are there. If people come down and they'll experience it, it feels different. There's a lot of people who say, I haven't been downtown in 10 years. Well, guess what? It is not the downtown that you used to know. We have arrived. The momentum is here. And we are just taking advantage of that. So come down and be a part of it.
And there's been parts of the downtown river that are being activated for the first time in the history of our small town.
There
right?
certainly are, and we'll be talking a lot about that this summer.
We're going to try and squeeze this in.
Oh.
It's time for Gretchen's
Let's do it.
Wacky
Wacky
Quiz. Which car would you most love to own?
Maserati.
If you could have an unlimited supply of one thing, what would it be?
Food.
Which conspiracy theory do you believe is true?
There are aliens.
Where is the worst place that you could get trapped?
Ooh, underground, anywhere.
All right. Describe Toledo. Mrs. Roper's not pulling her weight. Way to go.
Gretchen, you can get home.
Community.
Community.
All right.
Fun.
Community fun. Good.
Momentum.
Momentum. Keep going. That's 3. You got 6 left.
Local.
Local. Love it.
Electric.
Electric.
Roper, it's not your part of the show. Electric. Love it.
Developing.
Developing. Good.
Recreation.
Recreation.
Which is Metro Parks, by the way, if you didn't get that
Never
connection.
heard of a dump.
Yeah, and honestly, there is just so much support. There is so much support if you're going and asking for it and you're being inclusive. Connect with people, be inclusive. It's all here for you, Toledo.
Cut it off, okay?
Sorry.
Yep. Toledo is Toledo.
All right, you missed any part of the program, 7 a.m. on YouTube, 3 p.m. on FM 91, 6 p.m. on WGTE Connects, channel 30.4. Thank you to Cheryl and Nicole and Big C and Jake and Mrs. Roper for being a part of the program. You never know what's going to happen on Party in the Park and on the 419. So
Ready?
Let's have a party.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my goodness, it's the 419, powered by WGTE and presented by Witro Wealth Management.
The 419, powered by WGTE, is made possible in part by supporters like you. Thank you.